Thanks for the nice introduction, Steve, and welcome everyone to Your Zipper is Open and Other Miscommunication. Many of you are probably wondering what communication has to do with a zipper. Let's get that out of the way. So I was standing in line to get a coffee in an airport recently when I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned to look at a young lady standing behind me with a very concerned look on her face. She said, I'm sorry, but I wanted to let you know that your zipper is undone. I was horrified. I nonchalantly looked down, but realized that all was good in that department. I turned back to her and she was giggling. She said, I meant the zipper on your backpack. And that is the type of miscommunication that in a corporate setting causes losses, stress, and upheaval. By the way, I averted that young lady's gaze as I walked away because I was so embarrassed. But lucky me, not only was she on my flight, but she was my seatmate as well. So let's delve into why we communicate and then what we can do about it. I love this sign I found. Hope it makes you smile. So let's acknowledge that there are plenty of obstacles to effective communication. In the chat box, let me know if you've ever done anything in personality profiles or behavioral styles, Myers-Briggs, DISC, colors. Great. Yeah. Yeah, so I've used DISC with audiences for over 25 years. I used to think that it was the be-all and end-all. But then just over 9 years ago, I was sitting in a hotel room, as I'm apt to do since I travel so much, and I was bored. So I walked over to my computer and proceeded to enroll in my master's degree. Now, understand that we are talking about communication skills, right? Well, you probably don't want to do this without consulting your significant other first. I remember getting home and saying to my wife, honey, I just spent $40,000 on something I may never use. Anyway, I quickly learned in my courses that personality profiles are just one tool in communication. There are other obstacles. How about this? There is a difference between man and woman. Now, I realize how dated this is. It actually goes back to what is now an old book, 1995. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. This is where I focused my graduate thesis. What I found out is that thankfully, it's no longer about gender. It's about male brain and female brain. Science shows us that we all have male brain and female brain. If I say, let's sit down and talk about this, that's my female brain. If I say, call our vendor and get them to ship a replacement right now, that's my male brain. So even though it's really dated, I have a great clip from my favorite TV show to demonstrate the difference between man and woman. See what you think.
Ross kissed me.
No! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Unbelievable.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Okay, all right, we want to hear everything. Monica, get the wine and unplug the phone. Okay. Rachel, does this end well or do we need to get tissues?
Oh, it ended very well.
Oh, do not start without me! Do not start without me! Okay, all right. Let's hear about the kiss. Was it like a soft brush against your lips, or was it like a, I gotta have you now kind of thing?
Well, at first it was really intense, and then, oh God, and then we just sort of sunk into it.
Oh, so, okay, was he holding you, or was his hands like on your back? And,
No, actually, first they started out on my waist, and then they slid up, and then they were in my hair.
Oh.
And then I kissed her.
Tongue?
Yeah.
Cool.
I love it. So anyway, now I have to think about your personality, whether or not you're male brain or female brain dominant. How about one more? Those pesky generations. You all know that we have 4 generations working side by side with a 5th one poised to be an integral part of the workforce. If you don't think that this can cause huge communication challenges in the workplace, you're kidding yourselves. So let's take a minute and put in the chat box the challenges you face when it comes to communication. You know, research says that there are only three things that make us an effective communicator: the words we use, our tone of voice, and our body language. If this is true, how effective, percentage-wise, do you think are the words we use? How effective is our tone of voice? What about body language? Well, you may be surprised to find out that only 10% of our words are effective. 30% is tone of voice, and 60% is our body language. What message are you giving to your customers that's not coming out of your mouth? Here, I can prove it to you. I can't hear you, but I can see you. So will you all hold that newborn baby in your arms and don't drop it? Come on, Joyce. You can hold it like this if you choose. All right, now we're going to sing to it. And I apologize in advance for my god-awful voice. And so I'm hoping you're going to sing along with me. We're going to sing Rockabye Baby, the fast version. Ready? Rockabye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby, cradle and all. Have you ever thought about the words to this thing? Rockabye baby, we're going to put you in a tree? Why we're putting you up there is a mystery to me. The wind's going to blow like a hurricane or a tornado. The branch you're on is going to break and you're going to fall and probably die. Good night. What's with that? Think about it. It has almost nothing to do with the words we use. It's all about our tone of voice and our body language. Let's delve into this further. My last communication tip is to understand that ambiguity is reality. I don't know if any of you have English as a second language, but learning English has to be tough. We have so many meanings for any given English word based on context, right? I found something to prove this on the internet. Now, in all transparency, it could be an urban myth, but it proves my point. This was supposedly written by an 88-year-old consumer. Last year, I replaced several windows in my house, and they were the expensive, double-pane, energy-efficient kind. But this week, I got a call from the contractor complaining that his work has been completed for a whole year, and I had yet to pay for them. Boy, oh boy, do we go round. Just because I'm old doesn't mean that I'm automatically stupid. So I proceeded to tell him just what his fast-talking sales guy had told me last year. He said that in 1 year, the windows would pay for themselves. There was silence on the other end of the line, so I just hung up. I haven't heard back. Guess I must have won that silly argument. Ambiguity is reality. So with this in mind, what are the two most dangerous communication tools we have at our disposal today? Put it in the chat box. That's right, Jamie. Email is one of them. And what's the other? Yes, Javier, texting, right? Think about it. The minute we sit down and we start to type, the minute we start to thumb, we've lost 30% of effectiveness of our tone of voice, 60% of our body language. We are now down to 10% are the words we use. And we better make sure that the words we use are the words we want people to understand. So this leads us to talk about communication in a virtual world. Do these numbers change? Can we use one or the other of the three to our advantage? To sum things up, everything we've talked about is risky business. You can't be creative in changing your habits. Remember the 21-day rule we spoke about? Without taking some kind of a risk. Are you risk adverse? Before I leave you, I'm going to share a poem that I share with all my audiences worldwide. The first line is, coloring outside the lines is scary business. And it is. Like I said at the beginning, coloring outside the lines is about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable when it comes to communication. Let me share my poem. It's called Coloring. Coloring outside the lines is scary business. Some days I don't have the courage for it at all. On my big, bold days, though, I like to let my red crayon just streak across the lines. Out there with my purple and perfect freedom, no lines. And coloring outside the lines is lonely, too. I'm the only kid that doesn't get a gold star on my paper. The teacher frowns. The kids, they call me weird or dumb or stupid. Why don't they see I'm not behind them? I'm actually out in front, running free outside the lines. And it'd be nice to have a friend who colored outside the lines sometimes, too. Would you?